Well, that is definitely not the way you want to start the second half. Oh boy, should we expect it any more? Phillies lose. Game 1 of the second half to the San Diego Padres by a score of 8-3. They get our hopes up in the very end in the bottom of the ninth inning. They get a couple of runs home. JT goes deep. Thanks to Juan Soto also, dropping a ball out in left field. They do load the bases, though, but then the Padres finally decide to go to Josh Hader after 9 months. It's been a long 9 months since they finally brought in Josh Hader to face the Phillies, just throwing that little shot in there. But he came in, got the job done. Trey Turner with a very ugly at-bat. Same thing with Nick Castellanos. Bases loaded, down 5. Top guys couldn't do much in that situation against Josh Hader. But overall, the bats were completely abysmal tonight. They got diced up by Yu Darvish, who is not having a good season. He has an ERA near 5, so that is a recipe of disaster for the Phillies. They can't hit pitchers who have very high ERAs on the season. But then again, it is Yu Darvish. He has a track record, and when he is on his game, he is very nasty. Phillies could not touch his curveball. They could not touch any of his off-speed pitches. They basically, the bats looked like, they were still on break. They were. Christopher Sanchez, he goes 5 innings, gives up 3 runs. That's basically, a fine stat line for your 5th starter. It's just that, the guys that Rob Thompson brought out of the bullpen just couldn't stop the bleeding. Hoffman allows a home run, and then Vasquez allows a couple of runs. Covey allows a 2-run shot. But, those guys might not have to come into the game if your offense actually does stuff. Overall, 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position and 9 runners left on base. It's an issue. Alec Boehm was the only guy to have a multi-hit game today. Kyle Schwarber gets a hit. Nick Castellanos gets a hit. Bryce Harper, JT with the solo shot. Bryson Stott gets a hit. The bottom of the lineup does not do anything. Trey Turner with a horrendous day. Horrendous. 0 for 5 and 3 strikeouts. You want to know a comparison that Corey Seidman posted on Twitter that made me want to gag about Trey Turner? Here, I'll bring it up. This is from Corey Seidman from NBC Sports Philadelphia. He posted this on Twitter. Trey Turner this season, batting .245, a .296 on base, and a .385 slugging. You want to know who that compared to? Freddie Galvis' entire career. His entire career. Freddie Galvis for his career is a .246 hitter, a .292 on base percentage, and a .387 slugging for his career. Doesn't that make you smile? Doesn't that fuel a fire inside of you? When the hell is Trey Turner going to snap out of this funk? Even though I still firmly believe this is year 1 Nick Castellanos experience, and until I see it, I know Trey Turner throughout the length of his contract is not going to be this bad, hopefully. I don't think he is. I think this is just a year 1 Nick Castellanos syndrome again. Sadly, it's happening again. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I do. I really do. For Christopher Sanchez, you really can't blame much for him. And honestly, I don't even think he should have 3 earned runs charged to his name today. I don't. Yeah, he allows the home run to Gary Sanchez, a little Sanchez on Sanchez crime there. But I want to bring up something. Dan Bellino, the home plate umpire in this game, was absolutely dreadful. Was absolutely dreadful. I believe it was Trent Grisham that got on base after Gary Sanchez got on. I believe it was like a single or something like that, or maybe a double. It might have been a single, I firmly believe. Or it could have been a walk. He was on base. That's basically the bottom line of this. Grisham gets on base, and then here comes Kim. Sanchez strikes out Kim, right? 3-2 count, 1 out. But then there goes Grisham to second base. But you want to know the bad part about this entire thing? The home plate umpire, Dan Bellino. Yeah, Dan Bellino. I was making sure of his name, even though I've said it 5 times. Dan Bellino. And I'm going to keep saying that. Dan Bellino took 5 seconds like 6, 7 seconds to even call strike 3 on Kim, which no one knew what was going on during that at bat. No one knew what, because it was a 3-2 count, I believe. No one knew if it was ball 4. No one knew if it was strike 3. It took Dan Bellino like 5 seconds to call strike 3, and then there goes Trent Grisham to second base during the pitch, because JT is waiting the entire situation for a strike 3 to be called, and here's Kim bowing in front of JT, preventing him from throwing to second base, which completely takes him out of the goddamn play. So 1, your home plate umpire is taking forever to call strike 3, and then 2, the person that was at bat is getting right in front of the catcher because he has no idea what the call is. So 1, the umpire doesn't even call interference because that is borderline interference right there. JT had no clear path to throw to second base to get Grisham out, and he would have thrown Grisham out. With all the time it took to throw the ball, it was still a close play. Even though he was safe, it was still a close play. But seriously, it would have been a strike 3. It would have been a throw out second base to end the inning. But you know what happens? The very next fucking pitch, Fernando Tatis goes deep. Fernando Tatis goes deep. And yeah, you could put to the thing there for Christopher Sanchez, don't throw a hanging changeup right over the heart of the plate to one of the best hitters in today's game. Yeah. He should have been out of the fucking inning. He should have been out of the inning. But no, it's for Dan Bellino taking 50 seconds to call strike 3. No one knows what's going on there at home plate, and for not calling any type of interference, preventing JT from throwing to second base. It's complete horseshit. It is. Was that the deciding factor in the game? No, it was not. Because at the end of the day, the guys that come out of the bullpen, Hoffman allows a home run, Vasquez allows a couple of runs, Dylan Covey allows runs. I don't even know why Covey's still on the fucking roster. You're just thinking to yourself, okay, just let Covey pitch the rest of the game, because you're going to lose regardless. It's a blowout. Then he allows a home run to fucking Juan Soto after he was, injured for a couple of seconds after, I believe, fouling a pitch off himself. Oh, he had a home run on the very next pitch. He's perfectly fine. And it's funny, too, everyone doing the whole thing with, Juan Soto taking the plane back to Philadelphia from the All-Star game, riding on the plane with Kevin Long and the other Phillies and stuff like that. Everyone's trying to draw those connections, like you saw the stupid article from John Hyman of MLB Network trying to, connect the dots, even though it's the most lazy connecting the dots job at all. Oh, Juan Soto takes a plane to Philadelphia with the Phillies coaching staff and the players from the All-Star game. Oh, Trey Turner and Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber and Kevin Long are on the Phillies, all former Nationals. Oh, Juan Soto has a connection to all of those guys because he used to play for the Nationals. Is Juan Soto going to end up in Philadelphia? It's the laziest connection you can think of. It really is. It really is. There's a lot of things that bother me with today's game. It's mainly the offense. It's mainly the offense. Because you couldn't touch Darvish at all. And yeah, do you want to give credit to the other pitcher on the mound? Yeah, I guess you can. But we know what this offense can be. You want to, it's the first homestand back in the second half. It's a big series against a rival that you played in the NLCS last year. Don't you want to start off with a bang? And not just because of the fireworks. You want to start off with a bang from your offense, a bang from your pitching. But you didn't do it. Now I see a comment in here from Dylan saying trade Trey Turner. No, that's not happening. You are a fool if you want to trade Trey Turner. You're a fool. If you think the entire contract is going to be this bad from the way he's playing, you're an absolute fool. He's having a bad year. Is it an excuse? No, it's not. He's playing bad and we have expectations. He's not going to be this bad throughout the length of his contract. He just isn't. He came into this season as a top 5 player in baseball. He's having a bad year. Look at what happened to Nick Castellanos last year. We were all begging, everyone was begging to trade him. Begging to trade him. Look what he's doing this year. Is it an excuse still? No, it's not. It is not. But Jesus Christ. Dylan Covey, everything. The offense. Just give me some fucking offense. That's all I want. That's all I want. Is some fucking offense. Because if that's the case, you don't see Hoffman out there. You don't see Vasquez out there. You don't see Covey out there. And that's the major thing from this. It's the goddamn offense as the fireworks go off behind me. I don't know if I explained this before. I live very close to the sports complex, so I can hear everything that goes on down there. And I can hear the fireworks. Live in South Philly. But seriously, 4 home runs allowed. Gary Sanchez that barely grazes the foul pole. Fernando Tatis crushes one into the second deck in left field. Manny Machado, a wall scraper, carried because of how hot it was. And then Juan Soto with a bomb. Man, where's our 4 home run outburst? Where's our 4 home run outburst? I would love that. I would love that. Where's my Kyle Schwarber bomb? He hasn't hit one since his Grand Slam. He hasn't done that. He hasn't hit one since the Grand Slam against the Nationals. That's basically going on 2 weeks at this point. I know the All-Star break was in there. I know it was. But I want to see, it's been a while since Kyle hit a bomb. I want to see if Bryce Harper finally hit a fucking home run. I would love that. I would. JT hit a home run today. Could that be something? I have no idea. It was a nice shot, though. Crushed the opposite way. Using the opposite field. That's when JT's going on, when he's using the entire ballpark. As the fireworks just continue to get louder and louder. I don't know if you guys can hear that. You probably can because it's a loud bang. But we're going to power through it. I don't blame Christopher Sanchez. He's your 5th starter. He goes 5 innings and gives up 3 runs. That's more than you can ask for from a 5th starter. You need your offense to do way more. And yeah, there are going to be a lot of people complaining about, oh, why didn't Rob Thompson decide to go with Zack Wheeler on the bump today? You had a week off. You had 5 days off. Why aren't you going to your ace on the mound to start this huge series? What was one of the major reasons why our pitching got so gassed last year? Because they pitched so much. Because, Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola got heavy workloads. Especially Zack Wheeler the past 2 seasons before this. Extreme workloads. Don't you want your pitchers to be a little bit more fresher going into a playoff push? I have no issue with Christopher Sanchez starting this first game. I have no issue. Your offense just needs to do something. Oh, just because the Padres started Yu Darvish? No, I have no issue with that. No issue. Yeah, Taijuan Walker on the mound and Ranger Suarez on the mound for the doubleheader tomorrow. I believe it's Blake Snell in game 1 as well. So it's going to be, a right-handed heavy lineup for the Phillies. And they also did call up Rojas from AA because Christian Pache went on the IL with, I believe, an elbow injury or something like that, just an inflamed elbow. So that definitely sucks to see for him. He just got back from the IL, and he has to go back on, after hitting that huge home run in Miami. Sucks that he has to go back on, but I guess this is a shot for Rojas to do something, to prove himself. A lot of people want to say, like, oh, they're showcasing him for a trade. No, they need the extra bats up here. They need the extra fielders because they lost another one. But that's the thing in there, too. So, most likely Rojas is going to get a start tomorrow in the doubleheader. I would assume it's going to be against Blake Snell, the lefty, on the mound. Because Rojas is a right-handed bat. I would assume he gets the start against the lefty. And then Marsh plays game 2. So basically, we're just going to have to wait and see. But then also, Rob Thompson did say before this game that Bryce Harper is most likely going to be playing first base sometime this weekend. Could we see Bryce Harper at first base in the doubleheader? Could we see him in first base in game 1 or game 2? To where someone else can DH in one of those games, where Kyle Schwarber can DH? It's definitely an option. You also did call up Ellis from AAA to, I guess, most likely, he did get some time into this game because of the lefties that came out of the bullpen for the Padres. And he actually did, even though it wasn't a hit, it was because of the Soto error. But, it's just another extra body up here. An extra guy for the bench. Now, am I going to go ho-hum? Woe was me after this game? No, I'm just frustrated that this is the game I saw, I waited this entire week to watch Phillies baseball again. Long 4 days off from the All-Star break. And this is the first game. This is the first game we see. And, it's kind of frustrating to see that. But, no, the series is not over. You have a doubleheader tomorrow. 2 games. I'm going to the night game tomorrow. 7 o'clock. Taijuan Walker is going to be getting the day game, while Ranger Suarez is getting the night game. Blake Snell is in the afternoon game for the Padres, and I believe it's to be determined for who is pitching tomorrow, I believe, for San Diego, if I am not mistaken. I believe that is the case, if I'm looking at everything right. It is going to be, actually, they did decide on a pitcher, so tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be Blake Snell. He is 6-7 with a 2.85 ERA this year, so he is pitching really good. The offense, his win-loss record does not reflect on his stats. It's just because most likely the Padres offense doesn't score enough for him. So that's basically probably one of the reasons why. Looking at his last couple of starts, on July 8th against the Mets, he went 6 innings and struck out 11. Against the Angels, he went 5 innings and struck out 7. Against the Pirates, he went 6 innings and struck out 10. Against the San Francisco Giants, 6 innings, struck out 11. Against the Rays, 6 innings, struck out 12. So he's going to be racking up the strikeouts. That's no surprise. For the nightcap tomorrow, the Padres are bringing out Ryan Weathers. I'm assuming they're calling him up. Another lefty on the mound. He is 1-5 with a 6.50 ERA. His last game was on June 15th, so I'm assuming they just called him up from the minor leagues. Has been roughed up a lot this year, so maybe that's a guy that you can get to. But who knows? Maybe you get the Blake Snell tomorrow, and then Sunday's game is going to be Seth Lugo. 3-4 with a 3.39 ERA. He's going up against Zack Wheeler on Sunday. You have many chances to win these games, and then you get the Milwaukee Brewers series coming up after this Padres series with the off day on Monday. Still plenty of games left in this series. This series is far from over. It's a frustrating first game. You still got 3 games left. Now, it's definitely hard to sweep a doubleheader, regardless of the opponent that you play against. I would like to see a doubleheader sweep, but I need some offense. I need the offense to help the pitching out. That's a major key there. I would assume it's going to be difficult against Blake Snell, but I don't give a damn. Go out there. Find a way to hit. Find a way to get on base. Find a way to score runs. Help Taijuan Walker out. And the same thing for the nightcap. Go out there and help Ranger Suarez. Even in the past couple of times, you did give Ranger or Suarez a lead, and he gave it right back up. But Ranger with the week off, maybe that helps him. Maybe that helps him. I just need more. I need more. Still excited to watch baseball. This first game, let's just pretend it didn't happen. Let's just pretend it didn't happen. That's all we can do from here. Just take that, see the Padres hit 4 goddamn home runs, and one of them should have even happened was because of the fucking home plate umpire and his delayed strikeout 3 call. Sometimes it happens and you gotta roll with the fucking punches. But the more and more and more you want to see robot umps in the game. That's just me. That's just me. Doesn't get any less annoying. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. I see a comment here from Scott saying, I was really surprised when they took Sanchez out after only 5 innings and 79 pitches. I'm assuming they took Sanchez out after the 5th inning was just because 3rd time through the order. I would assume just because of the home runs that he did allow. He didn't want to face the top of the lineup again. Rob Thompson. So I understand the move. He's your 5th starter. Go with the bullpen, take care of the job. But, you need your offense to do more jobs. So guys like, Vasquez doesn't need to go out there, and Covey and Hoffman don't need to go out there. And this is basically on the offense. Like I said, maybe you could take some positives that they fought back in this game and made it interesting in the 9th. A little too late for me is what I'm saying. Even though they finally did bring in Josh Hader. Just, that at bat by Trey Turner in the 9th was just brutal. Just brutal, in my opinion. Really was. See other comments in here? Need to win the next 2? Yeah, I would like to see a doubleheader sweep tomorrow, even though I don't see it happening. This Phillies team is notorious for not sweeping doubleheaders. Notorious. No clutch hitting, 9 left on base, 1 for 7 runners in scoring position, ugly all the way around. Exactly. The Phillies rooting in my net again. What's new? Why does nobody talk about Kevin Long? All these dudes strike out too much, and they haven't this much in the past. I don't think that's a Kevin Long issue. I'm sure he's stressing the same stuff. This is just the players. In my personal opinion, this is just the players doing all this. They were always a strikeout bunch. They did strike out a ton last year. The difference of the factor is the power numbers were much better than they were this year. I don't think it's a Kevin Long issue. I just think it's an offense issue. The guys are not hitting the same as they did last year. That was a poor excuse to be called a home plate umpire. I exactly agree. We put up a fight, but it wasn't enough to get the victory. Yeah, I'll give it to them that they stayed in there and they fought, battled through the very end. They didn't quit. And is something that characterizes this Phillies team. They never quit. It's exactly like what they did last year. Just need a little more. Need a little more. Need a little more. Would be nice. Be very nice. But yeah. Dylan Covey blows, says he's confident that tomorrow. I'll bring that optimism with you, man. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do. Am I confident in Taijuan Walker? No reason not to be. He's been very solid for the past month and a half. I know his game against the Rays, he did walk 5 guys, but he did battle through the entire thing and went 7 innings. So he's had a little bit of time off here. Had a long time off here, actually. A week and a half. So he definitely should be rested. He should be very rested. So I expect some good things tomorrow from Taijuan Walker. I do. And the same thing for Ranger Suarez. Ranger, this is the 3rd game in a row I'm attending a Phillies game with you pitching. Please win. The last 2 I didn't see you win. Even though the first time was against the Atlanta Braves, it wasn't necessarily your fault. The offense didn't do anything. The second time, no, was you solely against the Nationals. Ranger, I need you to provide me some entertainment tomorrow when I go there. Please. Please. Be nice to see. But I think this is going to do it for tonight, everybody. We do not have any voicemails on the Anytime Hotline. We'll definitely get those in other days. But, yeah, it's going to do it for tonight. It's always weird, though, with 6 o'clock starts. They start, they end before 10 o'clock. So it's kind of weird. Doesn't feel right. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So thank you for joining tonight, everybody. I appreciate it as always. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to check out everything in the description down below. Don't forget to, hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Join the TTP Sports family and use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thank you once again, everyone.